Achilles' wrath to Greece, the direful spring of woes unnumbered, heavenly goddess, sing. That wrath which hurled to Pluto's gloomy reign the souls of mighty chiefs untimely slain, whose limbs unburied on the naked shore devouring dogs and hungry vultures tore. Since great Achilles and Atrides strove, such was the sovereign doom and such the will of Jove. Declare, O Muse, in what ill-fated hour sprung the fierce strife, from what offended power Latona's son a direful pestilence brought, and heaped the camp with mountains of the dead. The king of men his reverend priest defied, and for the king's offense the people died. For Chryses, priest of Phoebus, sought to ransom his dear child, whom warlike Agamemnon held, enthralled in his proud tents, and prized above all spoil. With golden treasures and with gifts divine, the reverend priest approached the Grecian line. His sacred fillets bound his hoary head, and in his hand the golden scepter bled.
Ye kings and warriors, may your vows be crowned, and Troy's proud walls before your armies fall. And may ye by Jove's high grace return safe to your homes with glory in your urn. Grant me to bear my daughter from this shore, and with these gifts your captive maid restore. Respect the priest of Phoebus, and revere the god whose silver bow I proudly bear.
So prayed the priest, but Agamemnon's breast swelled with dire rage, and gave his soul no rest. With words severe he chid the trembling sire, and bade him hence, nor tempt his kindled ire.
Old man, let me not find thee at our ships, nor lingering now, nor ever hence return. Thy scepter and thy god's high wreath shall fail to shield thee from the scorn that here assails. Thy daughter I release not. She shall dwell in Argos, far from thee, and serve me well. There at my loom or in my bed abide. Hence tempt me not, nor dare my wrath to bide.
The old man heard, and trembling with dismay obeyed the king and took his silent way. Along the shore where murmuring surges beat, he walked alone and sought a lone retreat. Then to his god, with tears and suppliant cries, invoked the vengeance of the starry skies.
Hear me, O Phoebus, thou of silver bow, who guardest Chryse and Scylla's sacred brow. If e'er my gifts have graced thy hallowed fane, or burning thighs have pleased thee with their flame, grant this one prayer: let Grecia's host be paid for all my tears, with arrows of thy aid.
The god, attentive to his votary's prayer, descended swift and clove the dusky air. Like night he came, his quiver at his side, his bow unbent, his arrows fatal pride. Far from the camp he took his silent stand, and launched his shafts with sure, unerring hand. First fell the mules and dogs with piercing cries, then men, and funeral flames incessant rise. 9 days the god's bright arrows swept the plain, and heaps of dead encumbered all the main. On the 10th day, Achilles, swift of foot, convened the host, for Juno's will had put the thought within his mind to seek the cause why heaven's high wrath had broke its sacred laws.
O Atrides, and ye chiefs of Greece, what hope remains? What succor can we find? Shall we, with all our spoils, to sea repair, or stay and perish in this tainted air? Let's seek a seer, a priest, or prophet wise, to read the omens and appease the skies. Perhaps some god offended sends this woe. Let's learn his will, and offerings fit bestow.
Thus spoke the chief, and Calchas, prophet sage, rose to unfold the cause of heaven's dire rage. But first, with cautious words, he sought to know if great Achilles would his truth bestow.
O Peleus' son, thou great in arms and fame, I'll speak the cause, but first thy pledge I claim. The truth I tell may rouse a monarch's ire, and kings, when wrath, can blast with vengeful fire. Swear thou to guard me, then I'll name the god whose anger bids these deadly arrows nod.
Fear not, but speak the truth, whate'er it be. By Phoebus' self, whose priest thou art, I swear, while life is mine, and heaven's pure light I see, no hand shall harm thee, though a king it bear.
With courage bold, the seer his voice unbound, and spoke the cause that shook the Grecian ground.
No vow unpaid, no hecatomb withheld, but Chryseis, the captive maid, has quelled the god's great heart. For her the king's disdain refused the priest, and hence this deadly bane. Restore the maid, unransomed, to her sire, and with due gifts appease the god's desire.
Then Agamemnon rose with fury fired, his heart with pride and indignation tired. His words like tempests burst upon the seer, and filled the host with wonder and with fear.
Prophet of ill, whose tongue ne'er spoke me fair, still doomed to vex me with thy boding care. The maid I'll free, since heaven's high will decrees, but know my heart is loath and sore displeased. Yet if I yield her, recompense I claim. My honor must not sink in public shame. Let Grecia's chiefs a prize as worthy bring, to match the loss of this, my cherished thing.
O king, most covetous of all mankind, what prize can Grecia's wasted stores afford? Our spoils are shared, our treasures all assigned. Thou canst not ask what justice must discard. Restore the maid, and when the gods restore our wealth, we'll heap thy tents with triple store.
Think not to cheat me with thy cunning wiles, O Peleus' son, nor match my kingly mind. Shall I alone of all the host resign my rightful prize, while thine remains divine? If Grecia's sons no equal gift provide, I'll seize a captive from another's side. From thee, Achilles, or from Ajax's store, or great Ulysses, mine shall be no more. But let this pass. The maid shall sail today. Prepare a ship, and thou lead her away.
O tyrant, drunk with power, what words are these? Shall I for thee bear all these injuries? No more for Atreus' sons I'll wield my spear, nor fight his battles, nor his burdens bear. Thou tak'st my prize, for which I toiled and bled, while thou sat'st safe, and others fought and sped. Henceforth in peace my ships shall idle lie, and Troy's proud walls defy thee till I die.
Thus spoke the chief, and discord fiercely grew, till Nestor wise with words of peace withdrew the kindling rage, and sought with prudent art to calm the tempest of each warrior's heart.
O chiefs, forbear, let not your strife divide the Grecian host to Troy's exulting pride. Recall the days when kings and heroes joined, and greater deeds than these engaged the mind. Cease this dispute, Achilles, yield to fate, and thou, O king, restrain thy haughty state. The Greeks need both, thy wisdom and his might, to storm the walls of Troy and end this fight.
I scorn his threats, nor fear his idle rage. Let him withdraw, and sulk in sullen cage. Others shall fight, and Jove shall guard their fame. His absence lightens, not augments our shame. But since he dares, I'll take his Briseis fair, and send my heralds to his tent to bear.
By heaven, this insult shall not pass unpaid. Yet hold, my hand by Pallas' voice is stayed.
For Pallas, sent by Juno's anxious care, descended swift, unseen to all but there. Her hand restrained the hero's vengeful sword, and soothed his rage with heaven's persuasive word.
Forbear, great chief, and sheath thy vengeful blade. With words, not blows, let Agamemnon fade. Jove's will decrees a future day of woe, when all his pride shall sink in ruin low.
Goddess, I yield. Thy counsel I obey, for heaven's command is sacred to my sway.
He spoke and sheathed his sword, but still his breast heaved with the storm that scorn and rage expressed. With bitter words he vowed to quit the field, and leave the king to fate's unerring shield.
Hear, Agamemnon, thou ungrateful king. No more my arm shall make thy battles ring. The gods shall see thee humbled in the dust, and Troy's proud sons shall triumph in thy trust. I go, and with me all my myrmidons, to leave thee naked to thy countless wrongs.
The king, unmoved, his purpose firm decreed, and bade the maid to Chrysa's shore recede. A ship he armed with Ulysses to guide, and sacred hecatombs to appease provide. Then to Achilles' tent his heralds sent, to bear the prize his wrathful will had bent.
Heralds, to Peleus' son your steps direct, and bear Briseis from his tent elect. If he refuse, my power shall soon compel, and force shall do what courtesy cannot quell.
The heralds went, Talthybius and his mate, with heavy hearts to meet their master's fate. Achilles saw, and with a generous mind, received the envoys, to their task resigned.
Welcome, ye heralds, guiltless of this strife. Not you, but he, has kindled all my life. Take her, fair Briseis, as he bids you do, but witness, gods, the wrongs I now pursue.
The weeping maid was led from tent to tent, and Achilles, with grief and rage bespent, sought the lone shore, and there with tears and cries invoked his mother from the watery skies.
O Thetis, mother, born of ocean's wave, since short my life, let glory gild my grave. Why must I bear this tyrant's proud disdain, who robs my honor and my prize has ta'en? Rise from the deep, and hear thy sons lament, and plead my cause, where Jove's high throne is bent.
From ocean's bed the silver-footed dame arose, and swift to her loved offspring came. With tender words she soothed his bitter woe, and sought the cause that made his sorrows flow.
Why weeps my child? What sorrow rends thy heart? Speak, hide it not. Let me thy griefs impart.
Thou know'st the cause. Why ask the tale again? Agamemnon's pride has wrought this bitter pain. He took my prize, my Briseis fair, and leaves me scorned, dishonored, and bare. To Jove ascend, and at his throne implore that Troy may triumph, and his Greeks deplore. Let Hector's arm his boasted hosts confound, till Agamemnon's pride lies in the ground.
Alas, my son, thy life is all too brief, and now thy heart is doubly pierced with grief. Yet will I climb Olympus's starry height, and plead thy cause when Jove returns to sight. Rest here, and shun the war till I return. Let Agamemnon's folly dearly learn.
So spoke the goddess, and with speedy flight sought the high courts of everlasting light. Meanwhile, Ulysses led the sacred band to Chrysa's shore, and reached the hallowed land. There to the priest they gave his child again, and sought with gifts to soothe Apollo's pain.
O priest of Phoebus, from the Grecian host I bring thy daughter, freed without a cost. With hecatombs we seek to appease the god, and stay the plague that lays us in the sod.
The priest with joy received his child restored, and raised his voice to heaven's immortal Lord.
O Phoebus, thou who hearst my former cries, accept these gifts, and turn thy vengeful eyes. Remove the plague, and let the Greeks respire, their sins atoned by this our sacred fire.
The god was pleased. The plague's dire fury ceased, and Grecia's sons with hymns and offerings blessed. They feasted high and sung the sacred strain, till night descended on the azure main. But Thetis, now on high Olympus' throne, before great Jove her suppliant suit made known.
O Father Jove, if e'er my prayers found grace, or service pleased thee in the Nereid race, grant now my boon. Let Troy's proud sons prevail, till Grecia's king repents his haughty tale. Let Hector's arm their boasted hosts confound, and Agamemnon's pride be brought to ground.
O goddess, this will stir my queen's disdain, and Juno's wrath will vex my peaceful reign. Yet will I grant, though secret be my will, and Troy shall rise till Grecia's wrongs are still. With silent nod I seal thy son's desire, and bid thee from Olympus's courts retire.
Thetis withdrew, and Juno's jealous eye had marked the conference with secret spy. With angry words she chid her lord divine, and sought to pierce his counsel's deep design.
What secret wiles dost thou with Thetis weave, O Jove, that seek'st thy consort to deceive? Speak plain, or know my heart shall never rest, suspicion's sting still burning in my breast.
Peace, Juno, cease thy jealous fears to show, nor seek to pierce what gods alone may know. If I decree, 'tis not for thee to pry, but bow to fate and let my will comply.
The goddess ceased, though wrath her heart possessed, and silent sat with envy in her breast. The gods to feast with nectared bowls repair, while Apollo's lyre and muses charm the air, till night's dark shade o'er heaven's high arch was spread, and Jove with Juno sought their starry bed.